This is WSN News for February 16, 2018, the social media edition. After a very long week and unfortunately missing a few news programs this week, we wanted to touch base with our site, WrittenSiNs Network on Facebook, the group, where if you upload your information, it instantly goes onto our site. And we wanted to take a few minutes today as a special. We usually don't run the news on Friday, although we are looking for a Friday anchor. If you would be interested in doing the news on Fridays for WSN, and we would maybe even make it special where it would be about social media, let me know in the comment sections or send me an email at WrittenSiNs@yahoo.com. Let's see what's going on our social media site on Facebook. Stanley Anderson gave us something about Toby True Story. So this is about his Kickstarter. It's looking pretty cool. We'll actually give it a quick look right now, right here. Because he's got it on for us. He's got 117 of $100 gold. He's got 10 days to go. Plenty of time. He'll wind up being on Kickstarter Last Rights this coming week. So that ought to be interesting. We look forward to that. We also have, jumping ahead of ourselves, back to the site. Sorry about that. We have Brian Hawkins has, I swear, every time I see that, I think it's Static Shock or Static from Milestone Comics. And this is Theo Mayfield wants to change the world, and he's beginning in a hometown of Baltimore, Maryland. And he's Kronos is a new Cornrows is a new superhero tale grounded in urban fantasy and dealing with modern issues that so many are unwilling to combat, like human trafficking. I like that. I dig that. I really think that that's really cool. I look forward to more of it. I just wish it didn't remind me so much of Static because I keep thinking it's Static. I think maybe a costume change is in order just because of how closely he looks like Static. I can't help but think. I mean, here, since this is a social media one, I'll show you what I mean in case for those who don't know, Milestone Comics were this amazing group. Actually, DC paid to run them, believe it or not. And they were a group of amazing black creators. And it's coming back, actually, believe it or not. They are coming back in this new year. 2018, they're supposed to be getting some stuff. So here's the titles. And this was Static. I'm going to get to Static, and you'll see it right away. So here's how Static looked. And of course, Static becomes Static Shock, the cartoon series that was so well received. But that's how Static looked. And then later, I believe Static actually begins to use some of the yellow. So it kind of throws me when I see a character that looks that close. And if I'm having trouble distinguishing it every time I see it, it's just maybe a good thing to change a costume around a little bit. I know there's someone out there who has a character who looks exactly like the Green Lantern, and they don't ever change it, but they say all the time that they have a lot of problems with it. So here goes some images. And of course, Static Shock becomes like this. See that? See the yellow that they eventually use in it. Here's a Static cover from the day. See, I mean, it's just very similar. I mean, creators can do what they want. It's just something that I see as being something that might tell people that you're doing something too similar, like Deadpool and Deathstroke were confused for a little bit of time, too, about how closely related it seemed they were. So, I mean, creatively, if I understand the look, especially being from Bolton, Maryland, me being from New York City, I get the choice of the outfit. You might want to change something around, even if it's just getting rid of the yellow, because I think it's the yellow that does it for me. But I mean, it looks amazing. I'm in. I'm all excited about the thing. The look might be an issue. That's all I see that as. The Zero series, my new series, launching an anthology. Check this out. This is more than 40 creators involved. We're going to check out, I don't know how to say this name. Let's see if there's a video. Maybe I can get a minute to rest my voice. Well, there is a video. Let's hope there's no copy.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to check out the Kaiju Gods Kickstarter. My name is Alex Madej, the head editor of Kaiju Gods. Kaiju Gods is an upcoming anthology with 14 stories, over 40 creators from all around the world telling original Kaiju tales. The reason I wanted to make this anthology was there's something always exciting about Kaiju and giant monsters. And even though the phrase Kaiju was only coined like around the time of Godzilla, giant strange monsters have always been a part of storytelling. There's just something about giant strange monsters that show up out of unexplained places, whether it's the ocean or a cave or from space, from religion to ancient times. There's always seems to be these giant strange monsters that are part of stories and lore. And when I think about that, that's just always been a part of humanity and storytelling from all places, all civilizations. That really excites me. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to get a collection of some of the greatest minds and my favorite creators together and see what they could do with the concept of giant monsters. I went out and started talking to all the people I know that I wanted to get involved. And it turned out that a lot of people actually had giant monster stories that they wanted to tell, or Kaiju tales. I think Kaiju means something different to everybody. From maybe being scary to enjoying just the mystery of a new giant creature and not knowing what it could do next. The thing about a book this size is there's a lot of people involved and it costs a lot of money. This money will go towards print costs and distribution costs to have enough copies for us to bring to cons and sell on our websites and on our stores and to you for backing us. We're very proud of this and we want to get this out. Thank you for checking out our video, and I hope you'll be able to back us and enjoy some Kaiju with us.
Kaiju Gods. Let's see if I can remember Kaiju Gods. Hopefully I remember that. So one of the things that that reminded me of was today I actually had a review, and this is pretty cool, and I want to watch this. This is awesome.
Today. And I'm pretty excited about this one for a couple different reasons.
Let's go to the beginning of the video.
And I got me some Kickstarter rewards today. And I'm pretty excited about this one for a couple different reasons. It's pink for Valentine's Day. I think that was actually done on purpose. Like I said, I'm excited for a couple different reasons. One of them is that this is Fetish Baby's Aftermath. And this is my boy Rob Anderson doing some more superior work. That is reason number one I'm excited about this book. Reason number two is, if you look really closely, past all this other amazing stuff, Rob Anderson, co-created by Alyssa, Tamara Vetkovic. I hope I said that right. I'm not Russian. Or whichever, Eastern European, not sure. All the way down here, proofread by Chuck Pino. That is credit number 3 for this dude right here. I love working with these guys. They always treat me awesome. And honestly, they take their books really seriously. And let me explain something about Fetish Babies Aftermath. If you didn't read the first book, Fetish Babies is all about a young woman who finds herself in love with her fetishes, who truly enjoys being tied up and the pain and all that kind of stuff. And that's someone I don't get. I don't understand that. And I've been very ignorant of it. And so, of course, you know, you kind of assume that those people are deviants and that kind of stuff. And the first book kind of shows that she's not a deviant, that that's just who she is. And she ends up in an abusive relationship of sorts. And, of course, that ends very badly for her. And Aftermath is her dealing with that. And this is where the education came in. This is where I really learned an awful lot about fetishes and fetishists. And so what's really neat is we have this little part in the very beginning where they're going through some instructions and whatnot, and they start discussing things. And at this point, the instructor talks about consent. And they just say here, oh, you know what? That's a lot to talk about, so we're going to move on in the story. And, of course, they do. And it's pretty terrific. However, if you look at the back of the book, they go into all of that kind of stuff. This is educational, but it's interesting as hell. Even for someone like me who is not interested in this, I can honestly tell you that in my lifetime, I will probably never really tie anyone down and want to spank them or want that to happen to me. But for those people who do, this is really interesting. This all right here is just talking about rules of consent, the laws, and what's important. This is talking about safe words and actions and how to properly, kind of work through how you're going to stay safe and not be hurt. This is having a mentor. I mean, really, like fetishes have a mentor. That was a really interesting concept to me. If you want to take it seriously, you really need to know how to do it properly, and I love that. Okay, this is just a gorgeous print. Every once in a while, a comic just needs some beauty. That's it right there. This is I loved the idea of red, yellow, green. Just every once in a while, asking your partner, "Where are you at?" I'm at yellow. Okay, let's slow down and see what's going on. This right here was actually something that really did me in. It said the Dom is responsible for caring for the safety of the sub, and if you do not believe that, you should not be a Dom. And that is just like that was huge to me. That even the community itself kind of self-polices and goes, hey, you know what? If you can't handle stuff and you can't do things safely, you shouldn't. We don't want to be with you. And I love that. So honestly, from just strictly as an educational tool, this thing is brilliant and it's awesome. However, it's beautiful as well. I mean, the art is just gorgeous. The story was fantastic. As I said, I did proofread it, and I went over this book multiple times, and I really enjoyed it a lot. So, guys, if you have a chance and you haven't gotten on board yet, check out Fetish Babies. I believe either they're on Kickstarter now or they're about to be on Kickstarter for Fetish Babies 3 Mentor. So, take a look, enjoy, and much love, everybody. Peace out.
All right, it's Mentor Search. For those who want it, you can actually find it at www.fetishbabies.com. I was blown away to actually hear how Chuck had felt about it. When I wrote the book, I did write it with the idea of introducing people to it who didn't understand what it was. And I was kind of proud of the fact that it's been well received by people who don't have a fetish, and seeing him understand the things that we're talking about now, and seeing the idea grow with him, and we've talked about this, and he really, when I first mentioned the book to him, so we weren't working on this book at all together. He knew I did it, but we were working on Jackson Monsters, completely different stories. And Chuck's actually there. Hey, what's going on, Chuck? So we were talking about it. He told me, he's like, wow, I didn't realize how much went into it. And that was kind of the point of Fetish Babies, was I don't think a lot of people do know what goes into the fetish world, and how much energy is expelled and spent on self-discovery and safety. And there's a lot in it. So I was really thrilled to see how Chuck had reacted to it. I actually be honest with you, I was having a pretty rough day up until that point, physically in a lot of pain, dealing with a migraine, and that boosted my spirits, and it gave me the energy to actually come on live today to do the news, because I needed that. I barely got through doing the first video, where I was just editing a video and I barely had to talk. And you guys can hear I'm a little sluggish for my words. The migraine's definitely getting me, but I really appreciate that. And I've had some people have been getting the books today and messaging me, telling me how much they like how it looks, and thanking me for the way that I packaged it, because we put it in cardboard to make sure there wasn't effects with certain people who let us know. And the pink was on purpose. So not only for Valentine's Day, but Fetish Babies pink has been used a lot for promotional. I wanted it to be something different. I wanted to show you guys how much you guys matter for backing it. And of course, Chuck, he backed it. He got extra books because he worked on it, but he backed the project too on Kickstarter. So, I mean, man, it means so much. It really does. And I can't express to you guys how powerful it is, but I can tell you this. I go to every show and talk about how I couldn't have made this book without you guys who backed it, who shared it. I say it at every show. And I say to every person that it was you guys on Kickstarter that made it possible. So I truly appreciate it. And I thank Chuck for helping me proofreading it. Let me bounce some ideas off of him with art and stuff, man. He's been a great help to me. And it's not easy. Chuck deserves a bow. I'm dyslexic. I've got a lot of issues when it comes to writing that I don't necessarily see, and he's very patient and he's awesome. We had another editor. The editor, just because of the title, has asked us not to reveal. Some people might know who it is, but we're not talking about it publicly. But the editor involved is amazing too. So I've been very blessed to have two amazing people working with me. So I'm very appreciative, and I know that it's all of us together making this book happen. And it is on Kickstarter now, Mentor Search. You can go to www.fetishbabies.com to find it. We're going to jump back in and make this not totally about me today, but a little bit about me is okay. The Rock by Julius Gray. That's an amazing picture. That's probably one of my favorites. We're definitely going to get that in WSN art. Here is the actual ad for Mentor Search. Very, very excited. I haven't been promoting it like I want to because of being the couple things that's been happening. I started the week with the flu and then wound up having a back injury, and it's just been a long couple weeks. But I'm here, and we're on Kickstarter. We'd love your support for you to come up with us on the ride. Brian Hawkins, again, giving us some previews. Very, very, very cool. Stanley Anderson giving us some more about the Toby True Story. Tomb of Horrors just about to end. This was yesterday at 2 p.m., so we're in less than 24 hours. If you want to get on Tomb of Horror, now is your time to work on it. Oh, wow, look at that. She almost looks like she's missing an arm in it, though, right there. I know Lou has the arm back there, but it threw me at first, but it's amazing. You would think I was looking at something else, but I actually was like, wait, did she have her arm ripped off or something? But no, the arm's actually tucked behind her, because if she's trying to sit on the Hulk, it makes sense. So it just threw me, but it's amazing art. I love the little shades of red on the Hulk. That was really cool. Lou's always doing some amazing stuff. Here's the Kaiju Gods, some more from the Kaiju Gods. This is from February 14th, some more Dracula Reborn. I can't wait to see when that comes out. There's a new Kickstarter coming from the Swampline production crew soon enough. But until then, Tomb of Horror Volume 5 still has some time left on it. And I don't know why, but I can't see older posts on here. It's been aggravating me that it limits it. I don't understand why it has been doing this. It does it on my tablet, too, for some reason. It doesn't do it on my phone, but I can go back further on my phone. It's very annoying. I think I found a way around it. I forgot how. Let me see if I can quickly remember doing the runabout. No. Maybe. Yep, there we go. Okay, for some reason, if I hit discussions, that's what it is. So, yeah, it's been doing it, so just do that. Hey, man, you got any of those indie comics? Why, yes. Yes, we do. We also have the Indie Comics Superstore, which we're going to talk about more in the next couple of weeks. I want to add some more stuff for it. Of course, we're looking for a host, and the reason looking for a host is with my back going out and stuff, it'd be nice to have backup for when I am unfortunately unable to do these videos. It would be, it's a great opportunity for some creators to get to be known better, to be doing something like this. Looks like Village Comics is bringing Alter Life and Zed to FacetCon in Toledo, Ohio, March 10th through the 11th. So, Fantasticon is going to be added to our site. I'll make sure to get that up. We asked about a name change. I wanted to go with This Week in Sin. You guys didn't want it. You guys want This Week in Indie Comics, so it shall be. And I don't know if I ever talked to you guys about this, and I think that we're caught up, so I talked about these things in the last video. So I always credit comic books for my ability to read, and it's true. Without the desire to know what's going on in comic books, I would have never learned to read. But no one ever asked the simple question, well, why would you pick up comic books if you didn't know how to read? And I never really thought of it except the other day, and I realized that I never really talk about what started me to actually want to pick up the comic books. And that comes down to the X-Men, Pride of the X-Men. It was this pilot episode narrated at a point by Stan Lee. It was just blew me away. It's something you guys want to check out. That inspired me to want to read more about the X-Men, and that got me started reading. And without it, I would have never become a writer. So just a cool little fact. Let me see what went on my social media. I reshot a video from the road. That video is all about how the indie comics culture is turning its back on Wizard World with the new idea of Sony walking the artist alley. I don't understand it. I went into details with it on the road home. I wanted to reshoot it, and I'll show you some footage. That's the original video, which was me just driving in a car. I put in some much different art and stuff to it, so hopefully it's easier to watch. You don't want to watch me driving. It's one thing when you go live, but after that, man, you want to do something different. So, I mean, hopefully I made a difference. Hopefully people see the different side of it. So I do think it's a golden ticket forward. Today, seriously, Scotty beat me up. Sometimes in the world we live in, we look around and we just start to wonder just in general about the earth. And I think you get that the older you get. And today was one of those days where I looked around and I was like, please, Scotty, take me away. Kasai only has 7 hours left. I think it's got even less now. It's time to act. Kasai, of course, is written by the... Oh, time is out now. It's okay. I got my copy. I hope you guys were being smart enough to get your copies. Time's over. So congratulations to Kasai and their team. The Comic-Con Highway, which we filmed today, which was pretty cool. We had some interaction in there, which was pretty badass. New is Simon Blood Volume 2. I'm going to take a look at that in just a minute. Hard truth here, I did not like Black Panther. No, sir. I fucking loved it. And it's true, I did. I really did. I won't do any. I'll do a review. I don't want to do a review just yet. I'll let people be excited. I'll get the review. It's coming. It's coming. I think I didn't do the review too excited. I don't feel like I would be as ecstatic as I want to be for that one. But it's coming. But for now, it's definitely worth it. I don't know why it did this. I was supposed to tag me for Black Panther, but apparently it didn't. Here was an interesting question. Do you friend the people who bought your books on social media? I don't do it as a practice. I don't go out of my way and try to friend someone who bought my book on social media. If they friend me, that's of course something I would love, but I don't seek them out. I think that'd almost be creepy and stalkerish, so I don't do that. And of course, me, on my Mr. Anderson website, talked about Fetish babies. Wizard World, we talked about that already. Again, back spasms causing me to delay that show. Spasms calmed down, but now it's migraine. Can't win lately. We're not going to talk about that in this show. Miguel Nieves is going to be at Daytona Beach Comic Con. That's so cool. He'll be appearing Saturday and Sunday. And I'll be at Daytona Comic Con, so make sure that you check it out. That's Fetish Babies. John Crawford had an amazing article about Rochelle, and all these you can find on my page itself. Taking a shower to list of things that throws up my back. Yeah, that was Monday. No, not Monday. When did I get back from day after Valentine's Day? Throughout my back. I don't even know what day that was, but that was it. And of course, here's something cute. Stabby Bunny actually launched my Kickstarter. How cool is that? And I think we're caught up. So as always, we'll do a quick This Week in Indie Comics. And right now, going on in Missouri, Kansas City has PlanetCon. I'm going to say PlanetCon. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but I'm going to go with PlanetCon. PlanetCon will be a Stabby event because Stabby creator Richard Rivera and Stabby Bunny himself will be at PlanetCon all weekend. The Crimson Guardian, Poji Comics, coming right off their successful Kickstarter with Bengali, now wants to bring you deeper into the Pogi universe. And of course, My Tale, Mentor Search, is now available on Kickstarter. And I would love you to come on the journey with me. Please do. It's exciting. The third book, the first two have been very kind of dark. This one kind of puts a little bit more light into the situation. It kind of changes the tone of it. I just wanted to say that because some people had mentioned, well, one person had mentioned this, but I'd like to talk about it. Had someone said, "Oh, how can you deal with abuse in one issue?" And you can't, and that's the truth. The character will be affected by the abuse that happened in the first issue, going well beyond the second issue. It just doesn't become the main focus. In the second issue, Mentor and Aftermath, we really wanted to focus on it. With Mentor Search, we didn't, and that's where we get the title. Our third date with the readers, it's time to get freaky. Barbara isn't looking to be saved. She's looking to be taught. And that was a big slogan when we first started the book. That was something I really wanted. I don't want this character who's weak, and she's not weak. And that's the whole purpose of some of the dialogue that will begin in the second series that we're going to announce by the end of the year. Will Bruce say yes to her being her mentor? Can Barb regain her fetishes? You guys are going to have to get issue 3 to find out. Princess Warriors, Cinderella, Snow and Hyde Cinderella, Cavalry General, Snow White, Ninja Archer, and Dark Elf. First issue appearing by Cowgirl Ninja and Mega Chomp is now on Kickstarter. We talked about the WSN special. It's time to give Wizard World a second look. We're going to have that in the WSN news probably for a month, but we're going to be running it once a week all year. So we're going to be talking about that a lot because I do think, and for those who aren't aware, I don't know if I said it because my mind's kind of swimming from the migraine. Basically, I think I said it. The Sony creator, the company, Sony, who makes movies, is now going to have people at every Wizard World walking Artist Alley looking for new ideas to develop into movies. Yeah, it's a big deal. I've called it the golden ticket. And what I mean by that is if a creator gets picked up, they're instantly jumped up. Now, some creators might not want to take that jump. They might want to cut Wizard World in because Wizard World will get part of like a finder's fee. And they might not want to do business with Sony. Like some creators might like to just, like the Geico commercials. Some people like to bang their head in the attic. I don't know. But I'll tell you this. If I get into Wizard World this year, if they ask me to be a guest or I can get a table because they're getting close enough to me, I'll be there. And I'll want to have that ability to even be looked at and discussed. So Wizard World's the place to go. I'm actually going to try to look this weekend to see if I can make it to a Wizard World show. I'll probably reach out to Victor and ask him which one he thinks is worth it. So I'm excited about it. So I'm trying to get to Wizard World now. That's became a priority to be there in 2018. Speaking of Comic-Cons, my boy Dirk Manning, the second hardest working guy in indie comics, visits Planet Comic-Con February 16th and 18th. Of course, the hardest working man in comics is Victor Dandridge, who now runs the Wizard World Comic-Con Artist Alley. He's going to be there all weekend, and it's his second appearance at this amazing and very creator-focused show. So check it out. Time to give these last rights to these Kickstarters as their time run out. Issue 7 is Swords. Issue 7, Swords, Silver Linings, Homecoming, Tomb of Horrors, and Radio's Blasting. Art of the Day featuring Ken Hunt's Lady Death cover, which is now available exclusively on the Lady Death Kickstarter as a stretch goal reward. Autism Awareness and Education need your help to spread their message. They need an Optimus Prime trailer to bring R4AU, the autistic drone that they fashioned after R2-D2 to different shows, and this is going to help get it there in one piece and safely. So please support them on Indiegogo now. Prospects 2 is a 1-to-2 print. 2 mad scientists fought a 150-year battle within the town of Ridgeville. A 30-year-old slacker must put a stop to them. That will be on Last Rights next week. Kickstarter Talk issue 6. Still kind of current. It's not what I want it to be. I'm really planning to reshoot it tomorrow. So please bear with me. But for now, most of the Kickstarters are actually on there. And it's one of my Kickstarters not being featured right now by me not doing this video. So, I mean, I have all the motivation in the world to do it, and I still haven't done it. So, I'm not just bullshitting and playing video games and watching TV. Autism awareness about education and acceptance, educating the public about acceptance of special needs children and their value. Most autistic children and adults don't communicate or socialize the way typical individuals do. Autism awareness, R4AU, attempts to break the barrier and help these kids connect. They need a voice, and we give them one. They are our future. Supporting Kickstarter takes a single dollar. $1 shows support, attracts attention, help funds projects, supports indie creators, and helps create new worlds. Kickstarter for the Independent Creator, a second edition, a practical and informative guide written by the great Madeline Alling Rising, whose Kasai we just learned is officially funded. So that's so cool. Speaking of officially funded, so did Sword Theory. Congratulations to them. Great campaign, along with Silver Linings JR Mounts. You guys all did amazing. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you guys. You did it. Welcome to the Kickstarter Hall of Fame. The Crimson Guardian we talked about. Tomb of Horror is about to leave the platform. It has its money. You still have time to be part of it. Don't wait. Act fast before time runs out. You also only have a limited time to back Neptune Radio. Neptune Radio, of course, is from the artists of Deadpool and Star Wars, Couture. After the pandemic gasses God and his chosen disciple, a radio DJ. The Wasteland's future depends on one bounty hunter and his monkey. Ghost Assassins, Issue 1, a supernatural crime suspense comic. I see dead people walking around like regular people. They see me too. They have questions, mainly, why did I kill them? Check it out now. Prospects, we talked about. Poppy and Poe, the new fantastic action-packed fantasy story by Greg Gagahan and killer cover by Jamie Primack is available. Ancient Days 2. This is to print copies of the second issue of my 4-part 8-bit cel-shaded action fantasy manga, Ancient Days. And Into the Suck, just doing fantastic things. It's up to $8,000. This is issue 2. Of course, it is the legacy project of the amazing Keith Thomas, who we lost last year. In this issue, Ursula found her paycheck, but cashing it in can become a real danger. Boston Metaphysical Society, the Scourge of the Mechanical Men, Gainesville Woods, and Tesla are in a race for time to save Boston from a mysterious disease that turns human beings into machines. Impossible Space Tales of the Last Pit Stop, TPB, a comic series that dares to ask, what if Area 51 were in fact a convenience store for aliens? Now collected for all you swells. Crazy Nine is a graphic novel anthology, riveting comic. Wow. Crazy Nine is a new drug on the streets requiring the ultimate sacrifice in order to gain power of the subconscious. And 5 Seconds, Volume 2, what would you do if you could see 5 seconds in the future? And how will Jake use his gift to meet the girl who can hear your thoughts? We also have on the show Simon Blood, Volume 2.
I'm Flavia, and together with my father, Giancarlo Caracuzzo, I'm the author of the book Simon Blood, The Seventh Moon, which is the first volume of a trilogy. After the success of the crowdfunding campaign that 2 years ago allowed us to produce it, I'm here to present to you the second book of Simon Blood. First and foremost, I feel like I have to thank all of our supporters, all of you that with your contribution helped us realize our project. Without you, it wouldn't have been possible. Working on our dreams has been thrilling, wonderful, and exciting. I truly thank you. We've been working on the second volume for the past few months, and we think it's going to be great. An epic tale where good and bad will blend together, with its new characters and breathtaking landscapes. To complete it, we need your support. You can help us by sharing your project with your friends or with a contribution. We will work hard and with dedication. You can help us fulfill our dream.
How cool is that? And of course, every time that we end the show, we like to thank the veterans. And you can thank the veterans by going to Veterans Wife on Facebook today and see how you can help support veterans today. Thank you to all the veterans. We truly appreciate your service. We would like to give an extra special thank you to the veterans that don't want to be recognized, the silent stoic veterans, for the hours that they have seen in war. Is to them to nothing to be thanked for. They don't put it out there for the world to know. But they are truly struggling, for they are now battling their own war here at home. You are not alone. You are loved and appreciated. You will always be a hero to us, even if you have refused the title. Thank you for tuning in. This has been WSN News. We're going to be off for the weekend, so we'll see you back here on Monday.